Now it's time for Money Power Politics. This week, lawmakers in Texas quietly went around the NRA to pass a gun safety law, slipping language into a massive spending bill to fund a $1 million campaign to help people better understand safe gun storage. The Republican governor there will now need to decide whether to veto the entire spending bill because of this one provision. This small win for gun safety activists in Texas represents a much larger battle that has been playing out in states across the nation. According to the Giffords Law Center, in 2018, 67 gun safety bills were signed into law in 27 states across the country. It is worth noting that 14 of those states, in fact, have Republican governors. Gun safety may be an apolitical issue. A group at the center of these wins is Moms Demand Action, not politicians. It started as a Facebook group of concerned moms and has transformed into a grassroots campaign with a presence in all 50 states. These mothers have taken the fight straight to the NRA. The founder of Moms Demand Action, Shannon Watts, who's been nicknamed the NRA's worst nightmare, writes about this battle in her new book, Fight Like a Mother, how a grassroots movement took on the gun lobby and why women will change the world. She joins me now. Shannon, congratulations on the book. You started this group in the wake of the Sandy Hook massacre, really as a Facebook group, a place to discuss concerns, fears you have about your kids in schools. How did you take that to where we are today?
Well, if you know anything about type A women, you know that there was no choice.
No.
There was no going back, right? I just thought I was going to have an online conversation. I wanted to be part of something like Mothers Against Drunk Driving, but for gun safety. And so that's what this Facebook page turned into. Suddenly, these type A women were Googling me, finding my email, my phone number, and saying, how do I do this where I live? And what was an online conversation very quickly became an offline movement.
It's tremendous, the progress you've made, but many people say it's a non-starter. Congress is never going to act, and you think they're wrong.
Oh, that's absolutely not true. I understand we're waiting for this cathartic moment in Congress that has not yet come, but it will. And when Sandy Hook happened, we didn't have the political power that we needed to fight back. We've spent 6 years building that. And in the midterm elections, we not only outspent the NRA, we outmaneuvered them. And they are weaker than they've ever been, and we are stronger than we've ever been.
Explain that to me. The average person out there thinks about the NRA like this massively powerful voting bloc with an unlimited amount of resources to put towards protecting their initiatives.
It's absolutely not true. The NRA's ROI on investments in campaigns has declined since 2010. They invested $30 million in Donald Trump's campaign. They haven't passed a single piece of their priority legislation. As I said, we outspent and outmaneuvered them in 2018.
Do they need to pass anything new or just protect their turf?
They want to do both. They really thought with a Republican president in Congress, they would be able to pass legislation that would line the pockets of gun manufacturers. But I can tell you that when we show up at state houses, it's dozens and hundreds of Moms Demand Action volunteers and one gun lobbyist, one NRA lobbyist.
Gun safety, clearly, as you mentioned, was front and center in the midterms. We didn't see it in the last presidential election. We've already seen some Democratic candidates make this a central issue of their campaigns. Do you think that's going to be the case when we get to the big stage?
It is a sea change in American politics. Guns were considered the third rail of American politics just a few years ago. Every single candidate supports gun safety, even Bill Weld, who's primaried the president. And we are actually seeing them compete to see who can be the best on this issue. And that's because of the hard work our volunteers have done.
I mentioned it earlier. Gun safety, more and more people are saying, is apolitical. This morning, the Washington Post is reporting that software company Salesforce has come out and said any of their gun-selling retailers, if they sell military-style rifles, they can no longer work with Salesforce. That could cost, not just that could cost those retailers a ton of money, it could cost Salesforce a ton of money. Do you think we're going to see more of corporate America take action like this?
One of the levers of power we can pull as women is our spending power. We started back in 2013 putting pressure on companies like Starbucks. We dragged them kicking and screaming into this discussion. Suddenly, we have companies like Salesforce and Levi's and Dick's Sporting Goods coming to us and saying, how can we work with you on this issue? And that, too, is a sea change. Influencers want to be on the right side of this issue.
Shannon, congratulations on your book, Fight Like a Mother. It is out now.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.